Hey everybody, how you doing? I've had this tank going for a little while. This is my 30 long, quote unquote planted tank. In the corner back there, I'm trying to grow a little Amazon sword, but it's not really doing well. There are some cardinal tetras in here. There's one green fire in there. There's some rummy nose. There they are there. A couple of mollies to keep the algae down. The black ones are actually the babies of a pair of black lyre tails I had, but they didn't turn out to be lyre tails. There's a gold lyre tail male. Just my little community tank. There's some Von Rio tetras in there. Somewhere in here is my L114 Pleco. I just saw him because I actually just did a water change on this thing. Don't mind the scratches on the glass. It's a pretty old tank. I've had this since the late 80s, this tank. It's old water. Shows you what AGA used to be like. Back in the corner back there, I don't know if you can see them. It's not too great. But there is, I have a Christogramma caucatoides male. It's back here in the corner. Let's see if I can put a little light on there for you. Let's see if I can get it. Oops, that's in the air. There he is back there, like by that little skull. There he is. I would love to get a female for him. I picked him up at the fish factory over in Bristol. Here he comes. He's actually pretty personable. Got him for about 14 bucks. Not bad. Nice color on the fins. So, anyway, maybe I'll get a shot of him in a minute. I'll pay him back a little bit. And here's my Java fern. I've had this colony of Java fern growing for, God, 20 years, I guess. I don't know. It's been on that wood for quite a while. There's actually a little bit of Java moss growing on there. Here and there in spots. I got some Anubias going on this piece of driftwood. It's actually done pretty well. It didn't do well after I moved. I actually had this in Philly for quite some time. And it kind of died off, but it came back and there's more to the Anubias growing on there. That I actually pulled out of today. I pulled that out of the Bradurite tank. They were munching on it, so I'll give that time to grow back a little bit. But all in all, it's doing well. And actually, if you can see right there, I have some pygmy corys. There's probably about 5 or 6 of them in there. There's 3 of them right there. They don't really get much bigger than that, but they do a pretty good job of keeping the bottom clean. There's 4 of them right there, actually. I had 6. I know 1 died right away, but it's actually doing pretty good. I only do a water change on this about every 2 to 3 areas. There's a caucatoides right there. About every 2 to 3 weeks. The filtration is an old school Tetra Power filter with the sponges in it. I change the filter pads about every 2 weeks because I just use a little bit of regular carbon in there and some filter floss. I stuff it inside the filter pads. I have a Emperor 280 on there and a sponge filter. That's it, you know. And there's a colony of the cardinal tetras, which look pretty good. Paying back a little bit, but figured I'd just share. You know, it's one of my little passions, little planted tank. Everybody thinks I keep mean aggressive fish, and I do, but I also like a nice planted tank. I actually have this stuff in a corner of my laundry room. It's the 4th of my 4 tanks, and I figured I'd just throw it up on the site and share it. So, you know, you don't have to get crazy with planted tank if you want a quote-unquote planted tank. I mean, I don't have any CO2 running in there or anything. I just low light. I mean, Java fern, Java and Anubias really don't like LED lights. I found that out. They kind of started dying back. So it likes the lower spectrum of light. Same with Anubias. Amazon sword, on the other hand, does like it. So I guess I'll put another little light in the corner there for that thing. But you live and you learn. So I actually just did a nice little, like a 15-20% water change on this tank. These little guys, I don't think you want to get too crazy like I do with the Jags and so forth, as far as water changes go. You know, they don't like it that much. I think you can actually shock these little guys. Osmotic shock, you know what I mean? But I just did a little bit of a water change. It's gonna be a little peppy. Color looks good. I have found out that rummy nose are hard to keep. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm running out of video time here. Love you folks. Bye.